Well, today I'm out at this beautiful conservation area doing a bit of testing on the DJI Osmo Action 4 action camera along with the Hollyland Lark M2 wireless microphone. So I've been interested in this combo for a little while. I have an Insta360 One RS, which has been great. I've been using that for about a year now, and I've done about 50 videos with that. And I also have the Rode wireless mic, so you'll see a picture of that setup here, which is, again, worked quite well, but I find at times the wires a little bit of a, again, first world problem, a little bit inconvenient and a little bit of a pain. So I wanted to try the setup, see if it's worth it or not. So the one thing I really like about this is the larger screen than I had on the Insta360. You see it covers almost the full back here. Quite easy, very responsive. This is the zoom, you just hold down. Let's go, which is a lot better than the setup they have in the Insta360. You set your settings here, and also just the brightness, videos. It's very intuitive, shows your battery and shows your recording time. So I really like it so far. Having the front screen is really nice. Hello there, you can see what I'm using. That's nice too. I haven't had that in my other camera, so it's a little bit nicer when you're doing selfies. So I wanted to show you a little something here. So if you're going to use the case and you want to use this transmitter, you can't get it in. It's a bit of a drag because it's a nice case. Now, for me, it's not anything I can do without, because, you know, on cycling it's pretty secure on there. So we just take it out. It just plugs in like that. There you go. Well, we're just starting out on the beautiful Rockaway Trail today at Yarker. We're going to make some stops along some really quaint little villages here.
You can't see me on film because I am well behind Steve. And
so at the same time, I'm going to try the new system.
He's just bombed on ahead.
There's the little mic. You can see how small that is. I'm sure I've got big hands, but it fits right there. And as you can see, it's pretty sturdy. It's going to need to be, you know, cycling and hiking. It's going to get a bit of moving around. So fairly windy here. Let's see how that sounds as well. I don't have it in noise cancellation right now. It also comes with a wind muff. Comes with two, actually one for each one. It's a little bit awkward to get it on, but I have big hands, and I was actually trying to do it on my bike ride last time because it disconnected from me and put it on. I dropped the mic a couple times, a little frustrated, so I tried some of that ride, as you'll see now, on active noise cancellation to see how it sounded. Yes. This ought to be a good test of the active noise cancellation on the Lark M2. Going through one of my favorite sections here of the KMP trail. And it cut the wind a bit and it cut the background noise, but it sounded kind of tinny, like normally you hear the gravel under my tires. So it sounds a little bit artificial, but we'll have to see if we can live with it. So far, you know, a couple hours use, this seems to be pretty good. As you probably heard, most name brand action cameras have really good image stabilization. So on the ride I did yesterday, again, being very new to the camera, it was a fairly rough rail trail. So I just kept it on the standard rock steady, they call it, and it worked fine. I was surprised. I think the Insta360 works pretty well. I think I'll give the edge a little bit to just in the, you know, couple of hours I've used it. To the DJI, I don't know if it's a real deal breaker. Sort of my last selling point in this might have been just how reasonable it is. So again, I bought these all with my own money, but the standard version was $419 for the DJI on Amazon Canada. And I think it was $189 for the USB version of the two mic set. So again, if you're going to do it well, I think it's a reasonable value for the quality. Both are well built. Both have really good reviews. I review a lot of stuff. I went through some pretty, a good number of reviews on both these with some credible sites before I pulled the trigger. So I hope that's helpful, you know, just a layman's review of some of these products and something that might work for you if you're a fairly active person and you want to look for a wireless option where you're not dealing with you know, either a wired or more complicated microphone system. There's other ones out there that are wireless. Of course, the DJI that's intended for this apparently is really good, and the Rode, I just didn't want to spend that much money. They also look really bulky, so a lot of, you know, I'm not really vain so much on that because I can have the wind muff on, but I like the small size of that, being able to just have it fairly unobtrusively. What are my final thoughts on the combination of the DJI Action 4 and the Hollyland Lark M2? Well, it's actually been a game changer. I'm really enjoying filming more. Again, most of my videos are with cycling, so when you're on the move, getting on and off the bike to set up, you know, set up shots is actually a little bit easier when you're not dealing with the wires. Again, not a huge game changer, but it does make life a little bit easier. The snap on and snap off of the Action 4 is really nice too, and I can just quickly put it on a mini tripod and set up a shot. I really like the bigger screens in terms of navigating the function. Again, the Insta 360 was good as well, but this seems to make it a little bit easier, and having the front screen is really nice as well. Picture quality is very comparable, very good, very happy with that so far. And then the Lark M2 is probably the biggest game changer. Like I said, having that wireless option is super nice when you're doing on the move, doing cycling videos. So I'm really enjoying that. You know, just to be able to snap on. I haven't had the mic come off at all. It's been super secure on there and sounds super good. Just as good as my Rode lav mic, I would say. The downside's really nothing as far as the action camera goes. With the Lark M2, it's a little bit tricky. I've had a couple of fiascos where if I haven't recorded in a while, where it disconnected, so I was filming thinking I was recording, I get back and then there's no audio. So you really have to keep an eye out. If you keep an eye on the camera, it will indicate when you're recording, so keep an eye out for that. It's not that hard to connect them via Bluetooth, but that's a bit of the burden you have to bear if you're using a wireless mic sometimes. Overall, the setup is quite trouble-free. It is really nice having the option, unlike the Insta360 that I have, where you can just plug in the transponder without having to get you know, different accessories to do it. Just plug and play. Was kind of the reason I actually went for this setup. I was, you know, there's nothing wrong with my other setup necessarily, but I was finding it a bit convoluted. So having the ability to just do that, put your mic on, away you go, easy peasy, it's great. Darla, what do you think? Well, finally, the option to have a setup where you can have two mics at the same time was really cool, as you saw. I really like that option, and again, they sound super crystal clear. That really is a bit of a, I don't use it all the time, but when you do, it's a really nice option to be able to have that. So I really hope you and that helps you in determining whether this would be a decent setup for you. Certainly, I found it very helpful, despite its things you need to be careful of. So if you found this worthwhile, I hope you consider subscribing to the channel and give it a like. Take care.